afternoon, good evening. This is your friend, your mentor, Dharam Singh. And today I am with a very passionate professional program manager and portfolio manager. And she has been doing a great job, Nisha Jayadas. She's coming from Dubai, isn't it?
Correct.
Dubai, the beautiful place, of course, where a lot of things are happening at the moment. If you have visited Dubai, you know what I'm talking about. Every building is very specific. And if you have never visited Dubai, you have to see that one thing.
Absolutely.
So, Nisha, welcome. I'm very happy to have you here. And it's going to be a very exciting conversation. The conversation around the journey, especially the project manager, from project management to strategic leadership roles, which most people like to, when they start their professional life, they start feeling, okay, I'm starting as a programmer or engineer or something, and we get into the project manager role, then how to take a next step to the next level so we can be the program manager, portfolio manager, CEO, director, whatever role we like to achieve. So we're going to have some discussion, practical examples from you, Nisha. So most important thing, you did pass the PGMP exam very recently, October 16th, 2025. And it's a really big achievement. One is there are only 8,600 PGMPs globally, which is not a big number. Because if you look at when PGMP was started in 2007 and almost 20 years, we still have 8,600. So there is some meaning behind it. Look, one is, of course, this is tough exam and the number of program managers are low. And when people try to do themselves or try different things, the failure rate is higher than PMB and other exam. And actually that makes this PGMP more unique because if everybody can do, then what's the value? What uniqueness you have?
Absolutely.
That's the one thing. And out of 600, 592 have gone through my program, which I feel proud of.
Brilliant.
Proud of every PGMP who has trusted me in the journey and they took the step and they followed my direction. I'm very happy. I'm part of so many people's success stories. Out of UAE, 240, my contribution is 30. It's not too significant, but it's good enough to feel proud.
Good enough. Absolutely.
Yeah.
For the lovely introduction. And I'm sure that we would be coming into this bit a little later. But I have to tell you that me passing this exam, the certification, was definitely a matter of pride as much as I would like to attribute the success to you and to vCare. And I'm not even joking. This is not because I want to promote a particular thing, but I always believe that if I'm successful in doing something, I believe in sharing that. There is no gatekeeping when it comes to success because that truly defines what you are as a successful person. If you're able to share that with somebody else, and if that is helping them step on to the next ladder, you have done your bit. That's what I believe. In career, in professional life, in personal life, I don't believe in gatekeeping. And which is exactly the reason why, as soon as I passed the exam, you were the second person I messaged after my family because I cannot thank you enough. The exam mock simulator had actually helped me. I will come to that bit a little later, but thank you so much. I am really looking forward to the session and whatever little bit I can contribute, even if it is for one person, even if it is two out of the people who are attending this webinar, I would consider myself deeply honored. I would be more than happy to share my experiences.
So, Nisha, thank you for your contribution. And to come to this session, it's not just somebody wake up in the morning and start talking. You need to you need to spend time, prepare yourself, and think about because you're going to be watched by so many people, not only live but also recorded on YouTube. Going to be there for many years, so you have to be prepared. So it takes a lot of effort to speak in this kind of forum. Thank you, Nisha, for taking the effort. I'm sure it's going to be very exciting webinar. And I have lots of questions to ask. And I received a number of audience questions as well. And I will recommend or encourage everybody to start thinking what question you like to put for the discussion. And of course, if you start getting bombardment, we have to be careful about because we have limited time. But at the same time, more thinking, more discussion we can have is going to make this session more interactive. Thank you, Nisha, and everybody for registering and joining this session. It means a lot to me because your trust in this program and trust in me, huge thing. And I'm very appreciative of all of you. And some of you are coming almost every webinar. the value from these webinars, from my guests. They put everything in front of you and they share their knowledge. If you take one portion, 1% of that knowledge, it might change your life. It might impact somewhere in your life. So my job here is to bring my guests as many as I can and extract as much out of them. So this can become part of the big knowledge pool. And you guys can keep learning from the videos. I encourage you to watch not only this webinar, but also the previous recordings, which are probably around 300 plus such webinars. I have actually shared the link, couple of links on the chat. So please take copy paste of these. There are more than 100 podcast video and more than 300 or 350 recordings of this kind of webinar. So you're going to learn a lot. And you know how, when we grow from in our life and we have a lot to share, and when people come in this kind of forum, they bring a lot of knowledge here. So keep enjoying. And one more
Dharam, I'm
thing.
sorry to intrude. I'm sorry to intrude, but commendable efforts from your side for arranging such sessions. And I cannot tell you this is gold, especially this repository of information from the people who have cleared the exam. It's literally like first-hand information, and arranging such sessions for the candidates is actually commendable from your side for putting in this effort. This has not got to do anything with the coaching or the question bank, nothing. This is an additional effort taken by you. I would actually like to tell the participants or the candidates that you guys are really lucky to be actually having access to this kind of platform wherein somebody would be answering your questions or would be giving first hand information on how to clear the exam. This knowledge is gold, guys. Make use of it. And hats off to you, Dharam, for actually arranging such sessions. Great job done there.
Thank you. One more thing, you're going to get one PDU from this session, which is very, very important for most people when you're looking forward to recertify yourself. So every session, actually, if you watch the recording of webinar for last 1 year, most of the webinar can give you one PDU. So let's say if you need 60 PDUs, if you watch, you can get P24 PDU. You can get. This is way I'm encouraging you to go and watch. Nisha, a little bit about yourself. Actually, let me ask. I have a question. So, can you briefly share your professional journey and what motivated your shift from project execution to strategic leadership role?
All right. Thanks, Dharam, for the question. So, my journey started as a banker. I was literally a banker for more than 10 years. And then it was an organic transition when my bank was undergoing an acquisition by a larger bank. I was taking care of the quality assurance team there. And during the pandemic, we had three central bank regulatory projects, which was IT projects. The management felt that I would be somebody who would be suitable to do the project management delivery. I was surprised because my experience was completely into financing, banking operations, and I had zero experience in project management. I didn't have the PMP certification, nothing. But they said that, no, you're pretty smart. We feel that you would be able to manage this. And I took it up as a challenge. I said, okay, I'm open to a new challenge. And I took care of the three central bank regulatory projects, delivered them on time. Everything went successful. And from there onwards, my project management experience started. I started liking this whole idea of taking this challenge, which is a new project, delivering it, making sure that it starts giving you a kind of a tick, and which is not there in the operations side of it. In when you are in business and you're in operations, it's not as exciting. Or probably I would say I found the career path that I wanted to be in. And then, yes, the first thing that I did was do my PMP, do my Scrum Master, the Advanced Scrum Master. God's grace, I have been able to do exceptionally well in the bank as well when there was a core migration, which was like triple Excel project, size project. I was put into it as a project manager. And during that time, I was interviewed for this particular role that I am currently in. I'm currently working as Assistant Vice President in the Enterprise Program Management Office. So I was a little again taken aback. I was like, am I not a little too underqualified for this position? And we had an extensive 8 rounds of interviews because you know how it goes when you climb up the ladder. And the last interview was with the CEO himself. And when that happened, I was like, okay, so maybe I'm eligible, or probably I do bring in some value to this. Honestly, the whole journey, I would say, was to shift that mindset from tasks delivery, the project tasks delivery, to you start thinking from a benefit perspective. And that is so rightly, you have to think, you have to zoom out and think, okay, I'm doing these project tasks, but what happens? How does it contribute to the organization? What benefit is it giving? What is the value that this is giving? How about the other projects? How do they culminate into this strategy? How do these strategic initiatives benefit our organization? You start thinking on those lines. And that is how my journey from a banker to a project manager to now a program manager, here I am. So that has been my journey. It just accidentally happened, but I would say it was a happy accident.
Okay. Hey, thank you for sharing your journey. It's a very interesting journey. And believe it or not, most of the project managers' journey is like this. Look, we do have engineering courses, we have doctors and chartered accounting, but
Yes,
for many years, there were no course for project management. So what was happening? Nobody is trained as a project manager. Okay. And
absolutely.
EMI introduced the PEM book in late 90s, and then
Yes,
EMI started. So prior to that, there were no such career or aspiration to be project manager.
absolutely.
Once somebody see that you have potential, and somebody see, okay, Dharam is a great engineer, why don't we make
Yes,
him a project manager?
yes,
That's where the most journey start. So that is mostly accidental. But from there, what happened or what you going to do to take yourself from here to the next level is in your hand. Okay.
absolutely. Very well.
So doing the certificate, if you've not done the PMP, you should get into that. Okay, now I'm running the larger project or larger programs. I should do the PGMP because it's not about certification. It's more about what value I'm going to learn from these. How this will improve my productivity. That should be the thought process.
Yes.
Now, when you get a PGMP, think about, am I running a portfolio? Maybe get myself PFMP. And then things start happening and your manager will notice it and your company will recognize that, okay, yeah, this person is already have all the background and experience and exposure and also have certifications, which is very rare to
Yeah.
get PGMP and PFMP. Why not? That's where the opportunities start hitting one after other.
Absolutely. Very well said. That certification is not a checklist, guys. It's not a checklist. You need to imbibe what you're learning from that and apply that in your area of work. So that is very important.
Yeah. I'm going to bring a question as a poll question, which is talking about which professional development path you're most interested in right now. So please participate in this poll because that helps us build a conversation. So let me launch the poll. You will have around 30 seconds to answer. So more you participate, that shows that you are engaged. And I'd like to know more about you. Okay. Nisha, which company you're working for at the moment?
I'm working with Algrams. We are an investment and trading platform. We also have asset management and liquidity provider. We do all of these services. So
Great.
still into financial services itself.
Now, Nisha, my next question to you. What was the most important mindset change required when moving from managing project to influential programs and strategy?
As Dharam, as I rightly said earlier as well, we need to, once we start moving from project management, you will hit a plateau. You will hit a plateau saying that, okay, I'm delivering projects, I'm successfully delivering projects. But then that is not enough. You will zoom out, you will move from task management to you will start thinking from value. You will start thinking from a benefit perspective. What is this benefiting? How is this benefiting? That mindset shift is what actually helps you drive towards program management. Because in program, as you're aware, I'm pretty sure even the candidates are aware of it, that it's not just about a single project. You're not working in silos, guys. You will not be working in silo. You will be, it's a conglomerate of multiple projects running together to deliver a certain benefit. Now, how does it benefit? That is what you would be thinking. Like, okay, I am managing multiple projects, but what is it going to translate to? This is where the mindset shift has to happen. We cannot be thinking of, oh, will I be delivering this on time? We should be thinking more on what value is this going to give me or the organization, and how long will the benefit last. We have to start thinking, we have to zoom out. I would always say the same thing, because for me, I used to be somebody like that. I used to be a project manager who used to literally like micromanage every single small task. But I had to come out of that, because the higher you climb up the ladder, the more you have to zoom out. You need to have, what do you say, an eagle's eye view, a bird's eye view. You cannot be dwelling into one task for that particular period of time. You have to have the bigger picture. Bigger picture is everything here. So, yes, I think the whole idea of moving from task management to benefit, that actually created a lot of difference.
As a project manager, we do focus on small tasks, small activities,
Yes.
and getting the project done,
Yes.
building a device or equipment or house.
Yes.
These are generally, I will say projects are small. Some projects can be huge and make up $1 million, but those projects actually they call project, but they are more than program. So that's
Yeah.
projects are generally single work you're doing, and yeah, maybe. But as you get into the multi projects, coordination of the multi projects, you're just, of course, you have to think about delivery. Your thinking starts becoming, okay, how we're going to give the benefit to the
Correct.
beneficiaries.
Yes.
I have to tell you, beneficiary benefits can be unique to every stakeholder. You may give output or outcome, but
Absolutely.
it can be different to different beneficiaries, different stakeholders. Okay?
Absolutely right.
Talk to the stakeholder. You have to talk to them in terms of their benefits.
Very
And
well
that's where
said.
the value start coming. Okay.
Correct.
And more they see, yeah, this person is not only delivering what they said, but they're also showing us how much value we have gained after using the system, this product.
True. Yes.
Okay. So, Nisha, I will bring another poll question.
Yeah.
I have a question, although very basic. What is
Yeah.
considered to have a good timeline for preparation and taking the exam? Is 3 month good frame if I consider 2 hours per day and 10 hours during the weekend? And you can jump in and let me answer this question.
Yes,
After
please.
so many PGMPs and PFMPs,
Yeah.
the one thing important and good that you have a timeline. So 2 to 3 months, good enough time. If you go beyond that, you want to overkill yourself. Don't do that. So 2 to 3 months, 2 hours per day, fantastic. And that has to be utilizing the quality time. You cannot say, okay, I'm studying while watching my movie or playing games with my kids. No, it has to be quality time. 2 hours and 10 hours on weekend, fantastic. That's good. But the most important thing, and which Nisha can also talk about, having the right mentor with you. This exam can be very tough, and I did not mention the passing rate. Unofficially, less than 50%. Nisha, you have to feel proud of that. You are one of the rarest one. So if you try, many people have tried themselves to let me use some question bank, lose some study, self-study. One is they spend more time, and second is the chance of passing is, I'm not saying you're not going to pass, but chance of passing become less. So having right mentor, right books, right attitude, and question bank and surrounding your managers, your home, you need to create an environment. This is like a stakeholder engagement, building stakeholder agreement around you. You don't want to be seen, okay, you're studying and your wife come in, hey, or your husband or wife, but hey, we need something, we have to go somewhere. They appreciate you're contributing and you're studying and you're working towards a goal. So that entire package is going to make you pass exam. Okay. And in case you are looking for my guidance, I will be happy to take you through the journey. I'm starting a program in December. I have 19th or 20th of December, 2 program I'm starting as group mentor program, or there are different ways you can. I would suggest to anybody interested in doing any certificate, book my time, and I'm going to share, I will share, actually, just if you write www.talktodharam.com, it will take you to my schedule. You can do the book my time, and happy to spend 15, 20 minutes, half an hour to understand your journey and give you the right direction, which can work for you, whether it's certification journey, whether your career journey, or what kind of program I should do and what kind of things I can do. So that's my 2 cents. Anything you want to add, Nisha?
Yes, I would like to say that, especially when you're preparing for an exam like PGMP, as rightly pointed out, you have to be goal oriented. You have to keep that target to yourself. This is a commitment. You are investing in yourself. Do not think that this is an expense. Think about it as an investment. And let me tell you, when you're doing an exam like this, a certification like this, which is globally recognized, there will be a lot of noise. Trust me, I have been asked to purchase this book, this guidebook, this question bank, that portal, this education hub. lot of inputs you would get. Even if you do chat GPT also, it will give you a number of options. If you ask people who have cleared the exams also, you would get a number of options. I'm just telling you, this is how it goes.
Yes.
Because right now we have a plethora of information. But how do you weigh in all this and take an informed decision that will help you focus? Because once you will lock in that this is my target, I need to finish this exam by this date. Now, do I have the materials? Do I have a mentor? Have I blocked the time, morning or evening? For example, I did it like 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening. And I focused completely on this. Weekends, I would just like, I would cancel on all the weekend engagements, the parties, or going out with friends and family. Okay, I was okay with that. 3 weeks dedicated for this. And for this, it's very important that you have the right tools with you, because you can be as dedicated as you can be as focused as you want to be. But if you don't have the right tools, it's not going to help you achieve your milestone. So you will not go past that finishing line. And that is where, again, like somebody like that, somebody like something like vCare project management, like you need that kind of tool which will actually help you, which would aid you, which will be like giving you the wings to fly and reach till the finishing line. So make use of it. That's exactly what I would say. Because again, for me, I just happened to chance upon vCare project management. And I'm so glad it happened. And I'm so glad it happened because, as I said, he was the second person I spoke to apart from my family when I cleared this exam. And do you know why? That the reason was because I attribute my success completely to him and to the mock simulator exams that I did. And I'm not sure if I should be even telling this, but even in the mock simulator exam, the best thing is that I was okay. Obviously, the standard for program management, I'm sure you guys would be finding it's lengthy. It is a little dry because there is nothing interesting to keep on studying as such. So what I would do is when I attend a particular mock exam, the best thing that I found about vCare or the simulator is that they would give the answer. It would even map the logic, which stream, which domain it pertains to, and from which domain and which subject it would pertain to in the standard for program management. So I'm able to relate. So the next time I'm going through the program management, the standard for program management, I already know that, oh yeah, because I'm connecting it with an example in my head. That example is the question that I came across. So do you see how it is all interrelated, and you're able to map the theory with practical? The practical is backed up with the theory. So this gives you a very strong foundation. And obviously, when I had doubts, when I had clarifications, Dharam was available. And guys, make use of a mentor like this. You have to make use of a mentor like this because it will actually help you save your time, your money, your energy, your focus, everything. Be focused. You need to be disciplined. You need to keep that target. Book the exam slot. Pay for the exam and book the slot. Then you will get serious. Because if you until and unless you do that, you will think, yeah, I have time. Let me do this after a month. Maybe let me do it after 2 months, 3 months. And that just goes on and on. Block your money, block your commitment, focus with the right tools, mentor. You're there, guys. You can do it. It's achievable. So, yes, this is my 2 cents on this. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Nisha. I appreciate your confidence in me and my program. And the exam simulator and the app is great already. My wife is perfectionist, so she is redoing everything. Oh my God, we got it
Oh,
here. It will so,
amazing.
and you can imagine the how it's going to be when you see it the next.
I cannot imagine because it's already so good. Hats off to you guys for actually creating and coming up with something like this, and which is so close to the real exam.
Yeah.
Because trust me, Dharam, I was having zero confidence in whatever I was studying because I told you that I still got so many books which I did not even want to open. And then I'm like, no. So now, after passing this exam, I have a lot of colleagues, my previous colleagues, they've all, I've told them, just we get it. I just give them the website, the URL. I'm like, go blindly. I can give this. So I've literally become like a brand ambassador over here in the UAE for no, like
Yeah.
official brand
Thank you.
ambassador.
Nisha, I think we have to stop because I know you're so excited about it, and we have so many questions going through.
No
But
problem.
thank
Yeah,
you.
let's go
Share
ahead. Yes, yes.
your trust and talking highly about me and my program, which is really mean a lot to me. Thank you. So I have a question. I will take them, but just to bring some knowledge, what many people are here for.
Definitely.
How do you build alignment among stakeholders with different priorities, especially across teams or across regions?
This is a very good question, Dharam, because I feel or I believe, and I'm pretty sure that any program manager, anybody who is in the same domain would agree with me. This is actually the key to any successful program, and not only program, even for projects. Stakeholder management, alignment, managing their expectation is everything. And like it or not, this is not a one time activity. It is a continuously evolving engagement, a discipline, I would say. This is something which you have to keep recalibrating. You have to keep assessing, okay, what is the influence? What is the power? What is the interest of the stakeholder? Prioritize them, map them according to their influence and their involvement and their power. Then the second thing is communication with them. See, for anything, especially when it comes to stakeholders, communication is key. Communication is key in the sense you have to be as transparent as possible when it comes to communication. And communication doesn't happen just one way. You need to listen to them. You need to have empathy. You need to understand where their request or their concern is coming from. So, for that, you need to have empathy and make them feel that they are heard, they are involved, they are engaged, so that the whole thing becomes like an ownership, not that you are managing them. They will never feel that you're managing them if you're doing it right. They will always feel that, oh, yes, it's our program, it's our delivery, we need to deliver this. It will all become about we, than, oh, she's coming to me, she is managing this. So it'll never be like that. So that is key over here. And that is a continuous process. It is a discipline. It is an ongoing activity. It is never something that is done as a one time task and completed. No. So alignment of the
Yeah.
stakeholders is key. And for that, communication, I would say, toward.
This is very, very important point, and you very nicely presented the way we should be aligning. First, we need to know who our stakeholders are, what their real needs are, communication needs, and you need to find a way how we go to engage with them. Communicate, of course, when we go through the standard for program management and portfolio management, you do learn all these things.
Yes.
These kind of small tools you get to learn, which help you to engage with the stakeholder much better. And as you correctly said, this is the key area. If your stakeholders are engaged and they know what you're doing and they are supporting you, your project program could be successful.
Yes.
Okay?
Half your work is done there itself.
More than half work is already done.
Yes.
Because many
Absolutely.
times we are struggling to satisfy their needs. And if you know what they're expecting and when they're expecting, you already provided, then your focus is on what you're doing. You're
Correct.
taken care, you can automate some of the messaging, but your focus shift, okay, I have to deliver with the help of these people.
True.
Very nice. Thank you. Let me see if I have another poll question. That gives some breathing time as well. Now,
Yeah.
the next question is, what is the biggest challenge today in leading work at scale? Okay, so it's an interesting question and nothing to do with certification. It's more about your day-to-day life. So please participate. Confidence in decision making, aligning with different stakeholders with different priorities. I think that has to be one of them. Managing complexity across teams, work streams, managing strategy focus, distributed cross function. I mean, to me, all of them are important. You cannot just say one point. Let me share. This is interesting. Actually, aligning stakeholder with different priority. That's one of the top response as we expecting. Actually, this is one of the, you can expect this kind of question in your interviews, how you align with stakeholders, if you have difficult stakeholders, and this is one of the important questions.
I have been asked this question for this particular role that I'm doing right now as an VP in the VP position. They will ask such questions.
Oh, yeah. They know that when you come to a project or program manager role, they
Yes.
know when you are PMP, BGMP, you have the
Exactly.
basic knowledge, your technical knowledge is there. But now they want
Yes.
to know the people skill, managing relationship, communication. All of these are so important for you. So good. Thank you for participating. Thank you. Now, again, on the stakeholder, when stakeholder push back or assist change, how do you approach those conversations constructively?
This is also again something which was asked to me, and they would even ask you examples from your professional career in the which particular situation was the most challenging. And always challenging situations would revolve around stakeholder expectation, managing their expectations, delivering what is expected, or a conflict between the stakeholders. This would be the topic. And this is actually key. For example, right now, recently we had a situation like this where the CFO from finance and operations and from the head who is managing the customer service unit, they are both C levels. And both of them are having conflicting priorities. They both want me to take their particular program into consideration and deliver before Q4. So obviously, I try to speak to both of them separate. No, they are not willing to budge because for finance and operations, their task is more important. Their deliverable is more important. They are trying to tell me that this is more beneficial than the CS, the customer service one. But for us, customer is also king. We cannot push them in the back foot. So finally, what I did is I had a discussion with the CEO, and I had a discussion with them. I said that I would recommend an offsite where we bring in the CFO and the head of CS team and a couple of other C-level management members. We will have an open forum, an open discussion to discuss the pros, the cons, the benefits of each of these programs. And let us have a consensus with the management. And we had an offsite 2 weeks ago, and that was a very fruitful discussion. We discussed more from a strategic perspective, and we decided to go ahead with the customer service one because that is impacting the customer directly. Whereas the finance and operations one, it would automate a certain key area of theirs. But we understood, the CFO understood. He said that, okay, that is fine. And I also ensured that all the deliverables are given priority and a timeline, which is very important for me. I do not want later on anybody, whether it is C level, to come back and say that Nisha, please push this. You can't push anybody like that. You cannot push, no, these programs are more important. Let us all agree on this. So this is very what we need to do. Initially, you will do the talk. We will try to coax them, try to make them understand. But especially when you're climbing up the ladder, especially when they are C level, they would want to stick to their perspective. They would want to stick to what is more important to them. Then you take them on board. I took the CEO on board, and we decided, agreed, and got the commitment from all of them together. So this is something I would like to emphasize on, that using the right channel of communication is also key. So initially itself, I can't just go ahead and just bluntly go and escalate. No, that is not the right way of doing it. You need to ensure that you have exhausted all your means, all the communication channels, and then you need everybody on board. Like it or not, we need everybody on board, right? So what is the right way of doing it? Think of that. For me, I thought, okay, an offsite would be much better because during the day, everyone is busy with their BAU activities. So I wanted to take them away from that scene and go for an offsite and get the commitment.
I can see the passion you have, especially when you talk about the engagement communication, because this is the key. And when somebody can hit this area, when you know the importance of communication, stakeholder engagement, relationship building, how to solve the difficult situation. Look, any situation can be very difficult if you do not handle it properly. Or in any situation can become much easier. We'll start seeing differently from different angles, from their point of view, this point of view, that situation change. And suddenly who are your people who are assisting, they start favoring you.
And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of stakeholder engagement and keeping them aligned. Because even the ones who are resisting you today will be actually supporting you tomorrow wholeheartedly. Yeah.
There's a number of projects I can talk about. Just because of my stakeholder engagement, the red project turned out to be green and never had any problem after that. And it went live without a single defect. When the similar
Amazing.
project happening for different department, exactly same similar program, different banks, when I was in the bank at the time, that project was here.
Chaotic.
And the only disadvantage we had was they got all rewards recognition because they're working late night and weekends. And I don't have to do that. So
Yeah.
only thing they said, Dharam had a great project. It was very well managed. And I can
Yes.
tell you, this was purely because of stakeholder engagement. I tell you, this is 13 different teams, different places, Sydney, Melbourne, New Zealand,
Yeah.
India, and various teams, these various places. And I'm
Right.
not met them physically. None of them I met physically, but on phone, making sure they have everything they need and keeping them informed. So that's where the difference came.
Amazing. That's amazing. See, that's exactly what you have done, right?
All right. So I will jump to the next question, Nisha. Can you share an example of how governance or structured decision making help mitigate complexity in real initiative?
Sure. Governance, a lot of people have misconception. They think that governance is kind of bureaucracy. They feel it is a very bureaucratic thing. Why do we need so much? I feel, not just me, I'm pretty sure you would also agree, that governance is basically like a steering wheel. You have the vehicle, you have the engine, but you need a steering wheel because you need that one thing which would actually help you drive the chaos, help you structure all the chaos. And that is where governance comes into place. Your dashboards, your steer course, your KPIs, all these are actually helping you to streamline all this because you're working with multiple work streams. As you said, you have teams across countries, probably across continents. And how do you structure everything? You need to ensure that there is a framework within which they operate, right? So it is actually giving you a kind of safety cushion that, okay, this is my boundary. This is what I'm supposed to do. It actually helps you give a direction. So for me, I feel that governance is definitely the steering wheel of this vehicle of program management. Not just program, even for project management, it is equally important. Just think about it, like even dashboards or KPIs, how easy it makes your life as a program manager or as a project manager to show that these are the KPIs or a dashboard which shows what is the status, whether it is blue, green, amber, yellow, or red. It is easy to decipher, especially for management. You have steer co meetings, raising your risks, your issues, your impediments. Does it not make your life much more easier? It does. So
Exactly.
I think yes, this I think that very simply put, I would say that this is the steering wheel, it's a safety net, it is a framework which we need to. It is actually structured freedom, I would say. How to structure the freedom.
Exactly. Very well said. And very important to have a right governance structure and
Absolutely.
depend on the complexity of the program. Look, you don't want to have too much rigor and complexity when your project program is simple. But if you're running a complex program, multi-year, when many stakeholder, different continent, you have to have right governance established there.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
Yes.
we can, and it's not governed again, it's not bureaucracy, it's about setting the right structure. And
Yes.
the practices are set. Everybody knows the roles and responsibility. That's how to
Yes.
escalate, who to escalate, and who is responsible for doing this. Because you
Absolutely.
don't want to a situation when you're chaotic situation and you're looking, hey, who should be handling? Not me, not okay. So nobody, basically.
Ends up in ambiguities and chaos. If you don't
Yeah.
have a structure,
Yeah. And having everybody knows and then roles and responsibility are defined and everything. That helps a lot.
yes.
Good. Thank you. And guys, for your benefit, I already shared the PDU code on the chat. In case you're looking for PDU code, please take a note of that. And the people who are watching this as a recording, you have to send me an email saying, watch this video. And of course, you have to tell what did you learn from this session. I will be happy to share that PDU code with you. Okay. I do have many questions to go through, and I don't want to miss out because there's so much discussion. It might be a little bit over time, and I'm okay with that. And I'm expecting, Nisha, you are okay with that as well.
Yeah.
But the most important thing, we give you whatever we said, the question, the discussion. And I'm very happy to have this discussion. I'm also feeling passionate today.
I think
Uh,
we're deriving energy from each other because I'm really amazed that there are 25 people who are joined this, who are really aspiring in leadership roles. And Dharam, your experiences, and like I'm really amazed. I'm enjoying this whole process, this whole webinar actually.
so let me jump to the next question. What daily habits for leadership practice help you stay strategic instead of getting pulled into tactical work?
Okay. So again, as I said, remember I used to tell you that we have to zoom out. When you zoom out, the first thing that you need to do is start delegating small tasks. You do not have the time, the mind space to keep your mind boggled with the small tasks. You need to start delegating with clarity and with trust. Like, in a sense, you need to ensure that you're delegating it to the right person. That person knows how to get the work done. So, for that, you may need to invest extra time once. But once that is done, empower them to take the decision to do the task, but keep monitoring. Okay, you don't have to do it, you just have to monitor, you have to
Yeah.
guide them. So delegation is key. You cannot be doing the small minor tasks on a day-to-day basis. You will have to come out of that. Start delegating. If you are a PM, the project manager, start delegating administrative tasks to the project coordinator. Don't do them yourself. I know I used to be, I'm telling this from my personal experience, I used to feel that I need to do everything on my own, only then I will be having 100% confidence. No, it doesn't work that way. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of PMs are also like this. We have this thing that it has to be perfect. So let me do this on my own. No, guys, we have to come out of that. We have to start delegating. Delegation is key because when you climb up the ladder, you have bigger things to think about. You have bigger decisions to make. Unless you step up, one thing I've noticed, Dharam, like you give out that energy. If you give out the energy that I am an executor, you will always remain there.
Yeah.
But the minute you start showing that, yes, I'm capable of taking leadership roles, I can proactively start managing things, they will start noticing, okay, is he delegating? Is she having that discipline? Is he actually having that strategic vision? All these things count. So start delegating. That is number one. You need to have boundaries. You cannot say yes to everyone and everything.
Yeah.
Once you start climbing up, that is also key. So you need to start defining those boundaries. As a program manager, what does this really contribute to my program? Start gauging it. Start gauging it. If it is not, redirect. Not required. These are all day-to-day things. They may seem very small, very trivial, but they are not. So delegating is one thing, drawing boundaries is another thing. And then something that I do personally every week, probably on a Sunday evening or probably early Monday, early morning, you need to have a strategic introspection. How do you want this month or this quarter or this week to go? How can I contribute further? It's just a strategic introspection that I do personally. If I would tell you two indispensable ones, it's definitely delegation. You have to start delegating. And secondly, the boundaries. If it is not contributing to your program, please do not take it on yourself. Nobody's asking you to be rude, but you should start saying no to things. Start drawing boundaries. But delegation is key, guys. Delegation is absolutely indispensable when it comes to climbing up the ladder. Yeah.
Good. Thank you for passionate talk. The discussions are more encouraging. It's always good to have right person and webinar. And lately, I'm getting so many good people in my webinar. It's so exciting. Thank you, Nisha, for this.
My pleasure. I'm really glad. As I said, we should make the most of these kind of webinars. You are having a repository of all this. And that
Yeah.
is game. Really. For an aspiring candidate, that's really gold. Apart from earning the PDUs, it's literally double the benefits.
Okay. Our babies start walking. You
Yes.
don't always holding the hand, then they will never learn. You will
Exactly.
let them fall, but you're watching them. You do not want them to hit their table and
Yes. Yes.
table or free.
Yes.
Watch them, and once they are mature enough to walk themselves, let them walk. Let them run.
I think
Let
you have
them.
given the right analogy. Yeah, absolutely. True. Correct.
All right. So I'm passionate about my next question for project managers who want to step into strategic leadership role. What practical first step do you recommend?
Shift in mindset.
Yeah.
You need to, I think we have been repeatedly speaking about this, but that is because this is of paramount importance, guys. We need to have that shift in mindset from tasks to benefits because you're actually bringing yourself higher. So, this one particular thing is key. You need to start thinking from a benefit perspective. If you have started downloading the Standard for Program Management or you have already enrolled with Dharam, how important benefit is, how important benefit management is. And this is not theory alone. It is definitely from real life experience. I'm telling you that it's all about benefit management, how you can deliver the benefits, how these benefits are meeting the stakeholder expectation, how it is giving value to the company, to the organization, how is it getting translated, how long is it going to translate, how can pretty sure you must be knowing delivering, not just delivering benefits, how do you transition this into operations, how do you sustain this. Start thinking on those lines, start thinking from a benefit perspective, and automatically you will start seeing that mindset shift.
Very well said and very important to start thinking. If you're focusing on strategic role, You need to see what I have to do from here to there.
Yes.
And if you can build a roadmap,
Yes.
very important to have a roadmap. I'll tell you, this is coming from one of our student. He's already at the director position, and he want to
Yeah.
become a key level position. And he is one of my podcast partner. He has done 35 plus podcasts with me, and we do that's also on the
Yeah.
repository, on another YouTube channel. When he came to me and he wanted to, of course, PGMP, PFMP. So he said, Dharam, I have my roadmap.
Wow.
In 2 years' time, I want to be the C-level person. And that year, he already did PMP, RMP, ACP, three certificate. And we are
Oh,
talking, I think, September already in that particular year. I'm going to do my PGMP, I'm going to do my PFMP, then I will enroll myself in MBA program. And this is a 2 years program, a roadmap we built together.
yeah.
So I help him to get his PGMP. He are enrolled in a personal mentor program. So we're able to get shrink everything in 9, 10 weeks program into 3 weeks program. And they completed the PGMP 4 weeks. And then he was already part of my PFMP personal program. He is a very senior guy. So he's traveling all the time. He's an American guy
Yeah.
working in Saudi Arabia, living in Qatar, and traveling around
Wow.
the world. Think of
Amazing. I can imagine the level of drive that he has. Just from what you're saying, I can gather.
yeah. So he has no time. But the way he constructed his roadmap, and I tell you now, that started 2022. He already achieved PGMP, PFMP, PMP, RMP, ACP. He already completed the MBA. He also got married and he got a kid now. And he's also already in the C-level positions.
Yeah. Amazing.
Look, you need to have a vision and stay aligned with your focus. Stay with that and
Yes.
you got to do it.
Yeah. I think that's a very good point that you have mentioned about roadmap. Having a roadmap actually gives you that clarity when you get lost in the noise.
Yeah.
It'll help you not derail, help you back on the track because you know that this is my track. These are my milestones. Yeah, it actually helps a lot.
So, guys, if you are interested to learn from him, I have a two podcast partner at the moment. Thomas Valente, he's a German guy. He has contributed around 75 podcasts. And the second guy, the guy we're talking about, Justin Buckwalter. And you have to watch these podcasts because so much energy coming from them. We have set of topics, talk about, and randomly we just keep talking. Like,
Yeah,
and it's a lot coming out from real experience.
exactly. That would be
So when you
great.
scripts, you just read and line by line. But when it's come from inside, you really see that power and energy among them.
Absolutely.
You look at the YouTube channel on the chat and make sure you watch these. The recording will be this recording will be there.
I think we should actually be watching those podcasts.
So I will take my next question. How did structured learning and preparation tools support your growth? And what resources did you find most impactful in your journey?
I have to tell you this. For me, my journey for PGMP, I had decided that. So, for some people, they would take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. And like Dharam rightly pointed out, on an average, 2 to 3 months max. You will start procrastinating, thinking that, oh, there is a lot more time. Oh, there's a lot more time. Okay, I'm on the other end of the spectrum where I want to do things really quick. When I decided to do PGMP, I had already downloaded, I had already registered for the exam. And there was a lot of noise in the sense, tried this handbook, this question book, question bank, this portal, this coaching. There was a lot of noise, and I was getting completely confused. I was going through the standard for program management. It was okay. I wouldn't know what would the exam be like. I wanted to actually familiarize myself with that. And then I came across vCare. And as I said, it was by chance. And I really thank my lucky stars for this. When you're going through a journey, when you're embarking on a journey like this to give an exam, you need to have that intention that this is my goal. It has to be time bound. It has to be time bound. And you need to have discipline. First thing is that it should be time bound. Second thing is that you have to have the discipline of dedicating X number of hours every day. It can be 1, 2, 3, depending on your caliber, your work scene, your personal, or your what happens at home. You should be able to dedicate that, decide that better. So first is you need to have that focus, you need to have the deadline, you need to have the dedication and discipline. Discipline is very important. And third, you need to have the tool and the mentor. You need to have the right tools which is basically the study material, the question bank, or the mocks, the exam simulators. And you need to have a guide with whom you can discuss or clarify. You have any doubt, you can ask this person, what happens in the scenario? How about this? Or don't you think this is right and this is not as right an answer than the option B? To discuss all this, you need to have that mentor, and that is where a mentor like Dharam, I'm pretty sure that there must be across the globe, there must be people like Dharam who are doing such a great job. But if you have access to somebody, please make use of it. Use this opportunity, because it actually, as I said earlier as well, it will actually help you save a lot of your time, money, energy, mind space. It actually gives you, you're literally on blinders then. You don't have to think about anything. You have a deadline, you're disciplined, you have the tools, you have a mentor, you have the simulators, you have everything with you. Just focus on that. I had given myself the 3 weeks, and 3 weeks, every day I was doing the mock exams, and I would be just cross verifying the answers with the standard for program management. Standard for program management is your Bible. Please understand that is your Bible. And even then, you would see that there would be few questions, maybe three, four, 5 questions max, which is completely outside the standard for program management as well. So you need to ensure that you get the basics right, you get your fundamentals right. And for that, you need to familiarize yourself with the kind of questions that can arise from a particular domain or a section. And for that, you need tools. And the right set of tools is very important, especially in this world where there is a lot of noise, a plethora of options and training materials and portals. So please ensure that you're choosing the right person, the mentor, and the tools. That will really help you. Because for me, I dedicated the 3.5 weeks, and it bore me results. Again, as I said, thanks to Dharam and vCare management. I'm not even joking. Some of my colleagues were asking, the way you are vehemently, I said that I will, because I'm not somebody who will gatekeep. I do not believe in keeping it a secret and saying that I have passed the exam. Let everybody figure out on their own. No, I will not do that. If something has helped me, I will go out of my way and promote it and be an unofficial brand ambassador for that. So for this, definitely thank you, Dharam. Thank you, vCare Management. And you guys are doing an amazing job. And hats off. As you said, your wife is still working on the simulator. I cannot imagine how can it get even better than this.
Much better than what it is now.
Actually, I'm really excited for the candidates who would be using this.
Thank you. I do have a couple of audience questions and I would like to take them. I want to make sure we do justice to that. How does one maintain alignment with diverse stakeholder groups when influence and interest increase or decrease over time?
See, this is something which is a continuous activity. Okay, this is never a one time task. You have to keep recalibrating. You have to keep analyzing, in the sense, the prioritization of the stakeholders, their influence, their power, their interest. You need to keep reassessing this. So that is key. That is key. You have to keep revisiting stakeholder mapping. I'm pretty sure you must be knowing this. You must have learned it as well. Stakeholder mapping, their expectations, whatever. You have to align with that. And then how do you do that? With communication, remember, it's always a two-way street. It's not just that we are communicating. Of course, it is important. It's also equally important to listen with empathy, because then you will understand why they are making certain expectation, why they are having that certain expectation. That why you will come to know only if you're listening.
Thank you. My next question, how both project and program management as a conventional path can grow along with the AI era?
This is a very valid question in today's Asian era. A lot of people say that, oh my God, AI is replacing a number of jobs. I agree. I completely agree on all of that. But let me tell you, when it comes to program management and project management, it will not replace, it will only aid us, it will help us. It's going to be a very powerful tool in our hands. It's going to automate a lot of admin tasks, scheduling. All these things can be automated. Then how does it help us? It will actually help us in elevating ourselves to a strategic role, correct? Because you don't have to waste time in these admin tasks anymore. So I feel it is more like an enabler, it is more like a catalyst for us to evolve further, to come out of the daily mundane tasks, which will now get automated with AI, and it'll actually make our life much more simpler, especially in project management and program management field. I feel this is going to be a very powerful tool,
Yeah,
not something
actually,
which is going to.
this is very valid point, and it's also true that AI is taking away lots of job. We cannot hide under the carpet. It's happening, especially when you are not aligning yourself with AI.
Oh,
Mostly
yes.
because AI is not replacing job. If you're not aligning yourself with AI, that is going to take away your job. If because you are not, somebody else will align, and that is where they are doing much better than you. The productivity goes up, and
Yes.
organization are going to see this person is more productive than you. So you need to learn. You cannot just
Learn how to capitalize. Yes. Learn how to
exactly.
capitalize AI.
Yeah.
Not just to draft your emails. No, it is not just to draft your emails. See how it can do more for you.
How do executive perceive moving from project to program managers? So when
How
you
do you?
move from this, what's their opinion or what they're feeling?
Okay, that the way they perceive you, the way they take your feedback, the way they ask for your inputs in strategic meetings. This is where I found the difference. Because as a project manager, you would be max to max, you would be in steer go, you would be raising issues, risks, and all of that. But then when you move to program management, I am now taking strategic decisions. I'm taking part in the decisions where we are having strategic initiatives for each department. Like from 5 years from now, where do we see the organization and which all departments need to do what all strategic initiatives? I'm part of all these things, and my feedback, my inputs are being requested. You see how it is important. You see how you have become suddenly the favorite of the CEO. And that's a very good move. You feel proud of yourself as well, like how far along you have come and how you're able to deliver beyond just a deliverable, beyond a project. So that actually gives you that sense of satisfaction and
Yeah.
also drive to do more. So I just wanted a quick fun fact that as soon as I posted this PGMP thing on LinkedIn, of course, a lot of people asked me, a lot of colleagues, ex-colleagues asked me about what actually helped you. And obviously I have directed them towards vCare and to Dharam. The surprising thing was that within 2 days, I got 3 offers. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. This is something I want to tell because you will see that, oh, it's just a certification. Yes, it is only a certification. But the value that it brought, I never expected. I always thought that, okay, fine, I wanted to do this. It's the right time for me to do the program management certification. But within 2 days, getting 3 offers was not in my bingo card for 2025. So I was
Okay.
pleasantly surprised. I didn't take them because I'm doing pretty good here. And now the appraisal will happen in a couple of months. So I'm doing pretty good here. But I was surprised. And these were not program manager roles, not even the normal PM roles or anything.
Thank you, Nisha. I know you're already 20 minutes over, but
Oh, yes, you're way
so
past the time.
so we have so much discussion energy into this discussion. So thank you for your contributions. I'm very happy to have you here and bring you in this forum, which I feel proud of my decision in this case. And you did well. And thank you all of you to participate and just make this discussion more interesting. And one more thing, I'm going to put my last poll while I'm talking. If you feel that we have done some good job, please put some comments. So please answer the poll question, and at the same time, feel free to put your notes, on the question pad. If you feel that we added some value, the next session is on 22nd. Actually, that is the guy. His name is Ali Rizvi. He's in Australia, and it's going to be Australian time for me, 8 o'clock in Central Time. But it's going to be another interesting discussion. He is coming from environmental and so a lot of learning from him as well. Thank you. Let me close the poll. I'm happy you continue to connect with me. I put my link there so you can book my time. If you're not connected to LinkedIn, please do that. Nisha is also available on LinkedIn. Please do that and book my time, discussion, anything you like. I will be happy to contribute. I see a lot of my friends and my previous students. Thank you for joining and appreciate your joining itself is a big contribution. And you staying up to this after 22 minutes of a planned conversation. And this is amazing. So, Nisha, thank you for bringing the energy.
Thanks for having me here and all the best to all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please, Nisha, and everybody, appreciate. Thank you. And I will see you again on 22nd.
Yes. Have a lovely day, guys. Thanks.
Okay. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.